Welcome to Soul, a weekly entertainment show on fashion, arts and culture, relationships, and mental health. Our co-hosts are Imani Warren and Dr. Delvena Thomas. Now introducing our host, Nicky Says YOLO, Nicky Gelin.
Woo! That beat gets me all the time. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of MIA Magazine Presents. So, I'm your host. I'm Nicky Says You Only Live Once, and we have a special guest for today. He is a legendary media personality and the creator of the longest running TV hip hop series, Rap City. Oh my goodness, y'all heard that? Let's welcome Rap City creator Alvin Jones.
Hey, Nicky, you're right. You only live once. I got to tell you, you're open because, before Rap City, I was doing Quiet Storm. I was Melvin Lindsay, the gentleman who created Quiet Storm's understudy at WHUR, the home of the original Quiet Storm. So I was getting into the music. You got the intro you guys have, and then you threw on that my intro. And it's funny because depending on where you sit in the hip hop world, you either heard it's like a jungle sometimes. It makes me wonder how it keeps going under, or because girls is players too. So it's just funny.
Oh my God.
It just comes a full circle. It's multi-generational. That's what hip hop is.
I was like, wait, that sounds familiar. I heard it before. Wait a minute.
Right.
With your mind. There's so many remakes. Well,
or it could have been it could have been Mace and Puff Daddy too.
Liddy, yes, with Diana Ross, more money, right? More money, more problems. Okay.
Oh yeah, every time you turn around. So that's how universal and multi-generational hip hop is.
It really is, and it's crazy because we have different generations, and then we have the Gen Zs, and then to them they have no idea it's a remake. They have no idea whatsoever. Unless they're music junkie. But anywho, thank you so much for being our guest. It's an honor. You are truly an inspiration and an innovator in the hip hop and rap industry. So for 19 years, Rap City was successful, popular, and it was such an exciting media platform for the record industry. When did that light bulb go off for the creation of Rap City?
Well, it's funny. Rap has been around for a while. You had the Last Poets. You had Gil Scott-Heron. But if you even think about it, way back, the Temptations were doing rap. You just didn't know it. Ball of Confusion. People moving out. People moving in. Why? Because of the color of the skin. You could run, but you sure can't hide. The only person talk about love, my brother, is the preacher. And it seems like nobody's interested in learning but the teacher. Segregation, discrimination, determination, aggregation, to alienation, it's a ball of confusion. That's what the world is today. Hey. So if you think about it, ball of confusion, that's what the world is today. Hey. It's like a jungle. Sometimes it makes me wonder how I keep from going under. The cellar pills are at the all-time high. My brother's doing bad, so my mother's TV. You see what I'm saying? So rap has always been in the culture. It's just how it's evolved and it's just created. So it's funny because I was just thinking the other day, how rap was underground. Yeah. Underground meaning below the surface, up under. And if you think about it, when somebody doesn't want something to happen, what do? You bury it. You put your 6 feet under. But rap was a seed. And the great thing about a seed is, if we bury you in 3 feet of dirt, you're done. But if you bury a seed in 3 feet of dirt, it just starts to grow up and grow. So that underground seed of hip hop just kept growing and growing, growing. And now, boom, it's fruitful and it's multiplying. So, what I've been thinking, and everybody's liking Rap City in the Basement. And they're like, is it going to come back? I'm like, yeah, but you know what? It's going to be Rap City in the Penthouse.
I love that, in the Penthouse.
Yeah, so think about something. Rap is now 50 years old. Rap, hip hop, qualifies to be in the AARP.
I love that. You said the LLRP.
AARP.
Oh, the AA. Oh my God, the AARP. Yeah. Okay,
but then again, the LLRP.
The AARP. Yes.
And speaking of that, we just had the hip hop awards, and LL is probably
Oh wait,
qualified to
hold
be
on,
the
wait, Alvin, hold on. You jumping the gun here. That's question number 6. Hold on.
Okay. All
Hold on,
right.
wait, no. We have to walk our audience through the
Rewind. I'll
Yes.
rewind.
But
Okay.
I do want to
And
say,
now I'm back.
you spoke about rap and hip hop being like underground, and I do want to say I had one experience as a youth. So my background is Jamaican, and when I moved from Jamaica to Florida, to South Florida, Miami, I was listening to rap music one evening, and my dad, he's a really strict Jamaican man, and I was so I had no idea that he heard me listening to rap hip hop music.
Girl, what you doing in there?
Oh my God.
I do a
So the
girl
thing
named
is,
Maxie. Her beauty is like a rose. You don't know about Maxie. You don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, well, did he catch you listening to some Shabba That's a load of girls. Yes.
No, but
what
the
is
thing
this
is,
girl you've been listening to?
no, yeah, but so again, I wasn't sure how he would accept it, because back then in the late, the 80s, 90s, rap wasn't fully accepted. It was considered like, it was a rebelled type of music, and it wasn't fully accepted. So I was afraid of what my dad would think about me listening to rap music. So for you to say it was underground, it wasn't really accepted at that time, it wasn't. So we have evolved so much with rap and hip hop, and we're going to get more into that later on. So now Rap City gave rappers a platform to tell their stories. What is one story you'll never forget?
All right. So here's the thing. Most people know about the basement. And every time I get the same question, and folks are trying to go, okay, everybody has the idea of what their favorite freestyle was in the basement. And they asked me to see if their favorite freestyle matches mine. And there's so many freestyles and so many great moments. Nah, I'm not doing it. But I will tell you what my favorite moment of Rap City is. It's like this. When we started this in 1989, and it's funny, it wasn't until I was sitting at the Kennedy Center a couple of weeks ago, I saw DJ Kool Herc and his sister, and hip hop started August 11th of 1973. So I just realized a couple of weeks ago that Rap City started on August 11th of 1989. So that was the sweet 16th birthday of hip hop. And it just happens to come that way. But here's the deal. During that time, you got to realize you had a lot of things going on with crack cocaine, and it talks about it in the documentary, which is, of course, Welcome to Rap City, about what was going on coming out of Reaganomics and George Bush. And remember, you had the Iran-Contra stuff going on. And so you had all that stuff. And they tried to make young Black men and women look like thugs and hoodlums. We had the Kango hats and the hoop earrings and the chains and the beepers. And there was always this trying to paint us into a certain way. And so what I really wanted to do, because I had gotten to know the rappers before we created Rap City, and I saw them as human beings, and they saw me, and we related. And I'm like, I know how powerful media is. So what I wanted to do is I said, how do I give dignity to these young men and women? And there's a buddy of mine, Joe Madison, the Black Eagle. He's on Sirius XM, Urban View, and he's been a mentor of mine. And he always talks about how Black folks are underestimated, undervalued, and marginalized, right? So I wanted to make them appear as they are, human beings who care. So I thought about it. I'm like, Nicky, I said, what is really sad? What's really sad is children in the hospital. And Nicky, the saddest thing, what's sadder than that, is children in the hospital during Christmas. So what we did is we partnered with Children's Hospital here in Washington, D.C., and we brought 7 rap acts. We brought Fat Boys, Chuck Chill Out and Cool Chip, MC Light, Kwame, Run DMC, De La Soul, and LL Cool J. And we took them to Children's Hospital, and there's a big atrium, and that's where we shot everything. And every member of the group would have a little buddy next to them. So you have kids who are in the hospital, but they're on national TV with Run, DMC, Jam Master Jay, MC Light, K-Rock. And we had Buffy from the Fat Boys dressed up and a Santa Claus.
Oh.
And he went around to all of the folks, and any of the kids that couldn't come out and see it. And so to me, that's always going to be my most favorite memory. And the other part is that except for the person who was running master control to keep the station on the air, everybody from BET came over.
Oh.
And that to me is one of the most, that's what I wanted. I wanted to make sure that we were looked at as human beings, as kind people. And that's always going to be my biggest moment, because that was nothing but joy. And you should have seen those kids. Oh my goodness, they were laughing and joking. And, and they're trying to sit on Buffy's lap and the whole 9 yards. And there's LL. And
a Black Santa Claus at that. What?
Yeah. And so that will always be one of my fondest moments, not only for Rap City, but life period.
Yeah, well, Alvin, I got goosebumps when you shared that story. Oh my goodness. I could just imagine all the stories that you have to share. And to our audience, we have a quick commercial break. We'll be right back. More questions to come.
I grew up down here in South Florida, so for me, it's a little bit more personal.
For the Mesman & Dover Law Firm, it's about community.
For us, South Florida's our home. You all are our people.
Our family, our future.
The difference we'll make for you, your loved ones, your kids, matters, because to us, it's personal.
If you need us, call us 24/7 at 866-954-MORE.
That's 866-954-6673. Demesman & Dover Law Firm, youraccidentattorneys.com.
If you think there's just one Miami, think again. You might discover her Miami, a fitnesscape, a relaxing beach getaway full of kicking, swinging, grunting, swimming, spinning, and steaming. There's a Miami that's art-venturous, full of bold, vibrant art made to go on walls or stages, then combines with landscapes and waterways begging for outdoor adventures. And get your appetite ready for a Miami that's deluxious, because it sizzles, sautés, dashes, and shakes. Oh, and for dessert, a decadent voyage of 5-star luxury. There's a Miami perfect for you, waiting to be discovered. The only question is, what Miami will you choose?
Help comes in many forms. As a Miami-Dade County bus operator, you can help your community, help those in need, and even help yourself. Operators have the opportunity to earn more than $50,000 a year plus built-in overtime, earn more than 13 paid holidays and vacation days, and take advantage of the tuition reimbursement program. Plus, qualified new drivers will receive a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Become a driving force in our community. Apply now at miamidade.gov/busdriver.
At DRT Behavioral Services, we provide culturally sensitive mental health evaluations with thorough treatment plans, incorporating alternative forms of wellness, not just Western traditional medicine. Besides medication management and psychotherapy, we provide education to people in the areas of minority mental health, with classes on your diet's impact on mood and sleep hygiene for better rest. We also offer weight loss therapy, massages, and facials. Visit brainlovehelp.com today.
Hey guys, it's Dr. Delvena, board certified psychiatrist in South Florida and the host of the Brain Love podcast. Are you ready to take the couch? Brain Love. Listen, Men's Mental Health Panel Part 3 is coming up November 6th. Stay tuned and be ready.
And welcome back, Alvin, and welcome back, our audience. So again, that last story you told, I almost kind of teared up a little bit. No, but it's hip hop at that time was not fully accepted. Mm-hmm. And to be in a hospital and for the children to accept it and to love it and to claim it, that's so powerful. It's so powerful.
Well, let me just say this. We just had your sponsor about Brain Love Health. I think that's very important. In this day and time, there's a lot of things that are going on, especially for the younger folks. Everything's coming at them very quickly. And right now, we need a little more love. We need a little more understanding. We need a little more patience. So I want to thank your sponsors for making sure that this program gets out, because it's needed. We are all dealing with stuff, especially people of color. We have to understand we've had a lot of trauma and we've been hanging on to it. And a lot of times we go, oh, I'm going to be all right. But, we have to be able to tell our story, tell about our pain, because that's the only way it's going to get out. So I just want to thank your sponsors for making sure Nicky and you and the whole team is able to get messages out, because information is power.
It is power. And a big shout out to Dr. Delvena. She is our board certified psychiatrist, and she's all about bringing mental health awareness and wellness to our Black community. So thank you for seeing that.
No, thank you guys for incorporating that, because that's part of what I think hip hop needs to do, going from 50 to 100. Now that we, like the song says, and you're from Jamaica, so you remember third world. Now that we found love, what are we going to do with it? Because hip hop has all this power, all of this influence. And how can we now garner all of the influence and the gravitas, as they say, that we have, to make sure our community gets unified and becomes, we go from being victims to victors. So I just wanted to take the time out, heartfelt.
Give her a shout out.
Yeah.
So Rap City made hip hop relevant and gave record companies a vehicle to distribute the soulful, raw stories of the inner city. Where do you think we are today with rap hip hop and the industry?
Well, put it this way. Number one, if it wasn't for rap and country, the record industry would have died. And where we are right now, we're at it's interesting, because there are some people who have some issues with some of the artists that are out and some of the images that they see. But you have to understand, sometimes we just we get out and we do what we have to do. And there's a rap song that says, time flies, you get more wise and your mind changes, right? And so I look at scenarios, even like the Amish people have a time where they just go wilding out and they come back. So I think rap is right at that point now that it's got the attention. It's going to mature, and it's going to start to realize, especially now, we're coming up on an election year. When I left BT and I started my own company, I started doing other things, because I've always been an innovator. So I'm like this: once the wells are dug, there's no need me for this, and I test the water and it's fine. I go to the next town and dig the next well. So I've been working with on Capitol Hill. I was working with Microsoft to be one of the first folks who put video up online. So it's funny now. In 2006 is when we started working with Microsoft, and now we're about 17 years later, and this new thing that we were trying is something that we're taking a part of now. So I look at 2024 coming in with the elections. I was 4 when the March on Washington happened. That's when I realized the power of media and getting involved with things that are more important than you. I made sure that I was there this year. I'm managing a radio station that's over in Arlington, which is a part of Arlington Independent Media. And it's like 5 minutes from the march, from the Lincoln Memorial, and it covers DC and Virginia. And so it wasn't a celebration, it was a continuation. So what I look at is, how do we now take all of this to that next level? And that's where we are. I've been working on Capitol Hill, covering the hearings and the State of the Union and in the the inauguration. So I see what's been going on the right side. I've gone to these ALEC and CPAC dinners, and it's interesting because here's the deal. They could be talking about getting rid of affirmative action and school choice during the day, and then when they have the parties at night, they're dancing to California. Party. And so we have a chance now to galvanize. In 63, we were trying to get the right to vote. Now in 2023, we're trying to keep the vote. We need to learn about their organizations that are put together for people, especially women of color, to run for office. So you can have not just Kamala Harris as a VP, we can have more female governors. Think about Stacey Abrams was just a little bit away from being governor, because these things make a difference. That's why people go, well, I don't want to run for school board. Well, school board determines whether James Baldwin or, Maya Angelou are taught or read in the school. And believe it or not, Marion Barry, who's such a great civil rights leader and who worked with Martin Luther King, he started off in D.C. as on the school board before he ran for city council and then became mayor. So I think hip hop's chance now, it's hip hop 2.0. We've got the attention. We got you there. Now we got you now. Let's just say, hey, what about this? Because we did that before. We took groups like MC Hammer, but we took the manager and the record company executives and the PR person and even the chauffeur. We went into a high school, junior high school actually, and said, there are other jobs here other than just performing. So hip hop has now gotten people's attention. And this question is, what are we going to do with it? And that's what I want to do is, if anything coming back now, I can say, hey, here's some ideas and here's some things that I did in the beginning. And now that we come back, we can do it again, because it's not the first time, it's the second time around. So that's my challenge is how can I, being that OG of the person who kicked off to make sure Rap City got on the air, use all of the knowledge and the wisdom and the connections I've had in the last 35 years to take this all to the next level.
Wow. Well, Alvin, again, hip hop rap, it's definitely evolved. And we have another quick commercial break. We'll be right back.
I grew up down here in South Florida, so for me, it's a little bit more personal.
For the Mesman & Dover Law Firm, it's about community.
For us, South Florida's our home. You all are our people.
Our family, our future.
The difference we'll make for you, your loved ones, your kids, matters, because to us, it's personal.
If you need us, call us 24/7 at 866-954-MORE.
That's 866-954-6673. The Mesman & Dover Law Firm, youraccidentattorneys.com.
Help comes in many forms. As a Miami-Dade County bus operator, you can help your community, help those in need, and even help yourself. Operators have the opportunity to earn more than $50,000 a year plus built-in overtime, earn more than 13 paid holidays and vacation days, and take advantage of the tuition reimbursement program. Plus, qualified new drivers will receive a $5,000 sign-on bonus. Become a driving force in our community. Apply now at miamidade.gov/busdriver.
Hey guys, it's Dr. Delvena, board certified psychiatrist in South Florida and the host of the Brain Love podcast. Are you ready to take the couch? Brain Love. Listen, Men's Mental Health Panel Part 3 is coming up November 6th. Stay tuned and be ready.
And welcome back. And just to kind of add on to what you said previously, the hip hop rap, it has evolved tremendously. And listen, like, I have 2 kids and they're teenagers, and we were in the car and a commercial came on. It was a Tide commercial and T-Pain was playing in the background. And I was like, what? They got T-Pain now doing Tide commercials? That was not acceptable. So hip hop has evolved so much to the point where we have big box corporations now using their sound bite to speak to consumers.
Oh, let me tell you something. There's a station here which is owned by it was ABC, Disney, whoever they are now, right? Mm-hmm. It's WMAL. So we're in DC, Washington. This is the conservative station where Rush Limbaugh was and all the conservative guys. And whenever they did their promos, guess what they're playing in the background in the club? Check out Rush Limbaugh. Sean Hannity. And I'm like, they're taking instrumental track of In the Club to promote Rush Limbaugh and Sean Hannity. But that just shows you how important we are. And you got to realize there's just that thin line between what's going on. Like I said, those folks are trying to take away your vote are also listening to your music.
They are. Oh my gosh. It's just, even WLRN, public radio, they're also playing rap hip hop in the sound bites. So hip hop rap, it's come a long way. It's not fully accepted. And there's a lot of crossover as well. That's a whole nother conversation.
Oh yeah.
So how does it feel to be recognized and honored at the BET Hip Hop Awards as far as your contribution to the culture? And then
Oh,
you
that
go
was
LL Cool J, like what?
yeah, but boy, no, it was nice. But you know, it was even nicer. My sister called me a couple of days ago and says, "This must be a big deal." I'm like, "Yeah, it is." I said, "Why you say that?" She says, "Because mommy, my mother, who's Lois Jones, who's 91, she says she's not doing her Bible study. She's going to watch you on TV." So that's the
That's a
ultimate.
real deal right there.
That's the ultimate celebration when your mama will skip her
Bible
favorite.
services. Yeah.
No, because think about it. Will Smith's mom did not come to see him at the Oscars, and I think since you're being sponsored by an organization that understands mental health, I think that was his trigger. You know, nobody's asked me, but I think if Will's mom would have been there, he would have been cool. And I think he didn't hit Chris Rock, he hit his father. Because for all the things that he was trying to do, remember, his career got started on trying to find a way to disrupt his father's pattern of violence. And the one thing you want, it's like I said, if everybody says, "Oh, you're gonna have a party." I was sitting down with my mother and my father watching last night because forget all that big fanfare. It's about the parents, it's the people who raise you. And I really think that had Will's mom been right beside him, he would have been so cool.
Yeah, there's a lot of trauma that we have not faced. We've tucked it
Yes.
in the back, especially in the rap hip hop community. So there's a lot that we have to unfold. And Alvin, thank you so much for your contribution to the whole rap hip hop industry and culture and society as a whole. You are an innovator, pioneer, and you're a legacy. You'll go down in history. And thank you so much for seeing a vision and for fulfilling that vision and making it come through to fruition. So enjoy your day and we'll see you again soon.
And remember, you only live once.
There you go. And y'all, thank you so much for tuning in. Another episode of MIA Magazine presents. So we'll see you next time.